human bodies, and then this society or this country, same actually, this society, America society. Then water by the human bodies, water or fire down, so that one is the water of fire energy, right? Fire energy, water of fire energy should be down, right? Then, if you know this water of fire down means what? Water energy, water, the present state that I'm now also explain everything based on the yin and yang. Is it sense? Yin and yang and five elements. Don't forget at any time. You know? So in order to water up, and then you need water cannot go up, right? You see? The fire energy cannot go down, right? Fires cannot go, can you go down? You cannot, right? Fire is always going up. Water energy always going up. That's why, please understand the relations, the fire energy go up, but not by themselves. Fire energy lift the water energy, is it missing? You see? After that, water energy is down, not the water is down, the fire energy got down. Is it making sense? It makes sense, right? So that kind of yin and yang is that kind of what say there's some relations each other. That means what? The fire works for the water, you know. Water works for fire. It's a very, very important concept, you know.
Can you say again why the fire is going down?
Yeah, fire, because that's why first is water up, not fire down, water up. Water up, fire down. We say like this way. That's why the, how can I say, the, how do you call, the, like, there is like, there is some main subject and then the sub-subject, right? So that's why. Then always always you say the main subject first. Why you say it? Most important thing, right? That's why here is we said yin and yang. So the concept is in always come first. You know, in always come first. But please understand, in what say the job is what?
Control
Yang. So that's why woman's job is the you are right. The woman's is like, for example, we usually say woman has wisdom, right? That wisdom is not for you. That wisdom using for not for you, for your father, or for your, let's say the husband. That kind of meaning. This is water or fire, and that the same kind of meaning, you know. It makes sense, right? At the time, it's very, very healthier. Not just for me. My energy is for raise to you, that kind of thing. It has it implies that kind of concept, you know, water, fire, down. And then also even that here, like always there is yin and yang, you know. Oh, what is this? Yes, these are always so many things happen, right? This one is also maybe I spread something, right? Maybe like I have a lot, you know, but one thing. But anyhow, just let's see the in the body, bodies. I would say like there is. Always yin and yang, energy in, then like a blood is yang. It's very tangible, energy is invisible, untouchable, on that kind of concept, right? Energy is yang. This one is also, it's circulated. It should be energy base is circulated, right? And then society base. There is, let's suppose, there is your countries. Today I just think about your country system. At the first time, I didn't know the well about your political system. How just they consist of the how can I say, the Congress, you know. Then you have some house, upper house and lower house. How do you call?
House of
Senate.
Representatives.
House of
Senate is the
Representatives.
senator.
And
That only is
Senate,
exactly in you know.
Mm.
Please understand. It's very, very important. Our country don't have that kind of thing. I said because we misunderstand your concept. You see? That's why first time we have not that kind of the name, but first time we received that kind of system, but the dictator after the the coup of the after the coup, then it's let go that kind of thing. It is too much the steps to do something. As a developed company, then if you this process is so complicated, that one is the speed is very very slow. That's why power should be very comes down. Power is depends on the speed, right? Velocity also in the physics space, you know, always the time and then the message. The time is very short. Then is a power, right? That kind of. That's why our countries, but your country, I really not 100%, but I got the picture. Your country who become a senator, and then who become how they become a House of Representatives. And then there is originally like this way, it's quoted by the United Kingdom, and then it's a little bit changed, their power is a little bit changed. But now I really understand, that's a very, very good. And then also, what's their main job as a House of Representative? And then what's the main job of the, like a senator is like the representing the state, right? That every two persons, right? That one is very, very important too, you know. That's why your country, that's why this country is very, very healthy still. Really, that one is, I didn't know that, you know. So it's you always said this country, the young is always like before they just to learn, they already use it. That one is what I awaken. And then you're then, for example, your country is if your country is very healthy, then if you see that this your country as like a body, does it make sense? Body, then your country is like a physical body case. It should be well circulated. Does it make sense? Well circulated in and yang. That one is what I understand. There is the Grand Canyon is this one is like a yang, you know, you understand? And the Great Lake is in, you know. That's why it's a great circulation, you know, your country. Really, God designed this, you know, the new world, you know. So when I never forget when I just visit the first time in the Grand Canyon. It comes it intimidates because that energy, because I'm a specialist for the using the energy, you know. That's why when I just stand on the edge side of the like a creek, that was the feeling still. Now it just it's arising about that. What is this? That one is, in my case, in the whole inside of the belly is full of the green colors, green spirit, you know. That one is, I never forget. That's why, and that's like amazing. The countless spirit that is there and supporting this country. That's why I would say this country is the connected with the fourth dimension is that place. That's why that place is there. It's the fourth dimension, is the so-called invisible soul and spirit is keep, so communicated, We we living in this third dimension and fourth dimension at a time. Don't forget, that one. That's why when you if you really become a very so-called successful person in the like in social base, then maybe without the fourth dimensions assist you cannot. Because I told you the other day, right? When you born, that constant is what? Your date of birth of that kind of the astrology has it. Then only you make an effort with 40% effort, 30 to 40% effort, you can reach the 70%, only 70%. That alone is a perfectness mission as a human being. In every field, the same. In order to go up, complete, then this one is not the human being's territory, the fourth dimension territory. That's why you have to, communicate then that with the fourth dimension. There's a God's territory, but there's a fourth dimension. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9 is different, right? Anyhow, that one is when you die, you become you left, your body is gone. It makes sense? And then your soul and then the spirit is you. That's why that kind of status is what so-called ghost, so-called God, But it depends on the level. There's so different levels of God. Please understand. If you live this your life for the purpose of the this whole society the welfare, then after you die, you become that kind of levels of the God, You just think about you or your family, you become like a family God, broadline God, That you become that one is the we have some that kind of this connection, Listen? And that's why you were, please understand, when I just to Grand Canyon, I look at, to my eyes and something, when I just very much developed the sense of the five senses base, I used to see some people the aura, It's like aura, the aura outside ways and then perpendicular to ways. It's two ways, There is the aura is the violet, right? Violet, and then what is that? It's how you say, like blue, blue, right? And then this is seven. Different. The different kind of the rainbow, something. There exactly you see when I met some person who is the very famous author as Japanese. He wrote the revolution, revolution of the inside of brain, that kind of thing. We say the 뇌내 혁명. That one is if you translate, that's what the revolution in the brain cell. That kind of. He's a very very famous person. And then I took him. Then how did you do that? Oh, I just got the lots of message, and then I communicate to God or something like this. Right? Then so how did, in what way? Then he usually what he said is by nature, but 4 to 5 years old. From that time he started to meditation by nature. That is not the by nature, right? You already know, right? That is, you made that kind of situation. That's why when I just look at them, oh, it's like when I see the side view, and when I see not like this was the aura. Usually aura is like this way, understand? But I see the side view is totally like the aura, like this way. That I see he's the first person who I see that kind of the aura. So I see that, hey, I'm gonna see you not today. Really? When? just the minutes ago, then, oh, yeah, he said, I meditated at the time. That's why when the meditation means what? Mingled with the universe pulses, makes sense? Wait, at the time, he got us that kind of thing. That's why that was good was the experience to me. Anyhow, that's when there is like, yeah, in the, like a desert, right? That's what, like a desert to us say the represent the fire, right? Fire. So that's why then this why from that time so like I usually said from that time I agree and then accept this country. I really respect this country, this land, you know. After that, because it's amazing, that one is like a full of the spirit, you know. Because spirit is not here, but spirit in the fourth dimension. That's why it comes to me. It's fourth dimension is connected to this Grand Canyon. That is what I felt, you know. Then after that, the finish bro is I visited some like and I visited Toronto and then I took the rent car and then I been to the Niagara Falls. You know? Yeah, it's like that. At the time I understand. This country is this is amazing country. And like this way, the like this the body base even this country is amazingly very well was say the water fire down in the even land base is missing. And then even this was said because the reason why I just keep thinking about why this country is very healthy or powerful. At the first glance, it was like when I see some like very naively or some superficially, superstitious is like just superficially, it makes sense. Just outside. Then, based on the principle at the time, this country cannot be healthier. Is something wrong. What I understand, because it's imbalanced to me. But then I see that one is then as I understand this country, but still, yeah, just to land. I just to accept the land. That's why even I just to say this kind of thing with my friends a lot. You know, this country you don't know how amazing this country is. The other days, the other lectures I told you, right? Was it even the whole was it some street and avenue, right? It's so amazing, right? So when I on the Sears building, yeah, it's endlessly the light is straightforward and then like this way. It's amazing, that one. That's why then very this one the straightforward is always the yin and yang, you know. It's very better, but this one is whole. If you see the whole street and avenue, very straight itself is like we can say the yang, but even the residence area is very in, you know, your residence area. Because there is no like this kind of, you know, the residential area, right? There's a very curved. This curve is like in. You understand? The straight that one is yang. That's why. And then also, many persons they live the very big house. Only 1 or 2 persons live. That one is very hardly can say the image, you know. The big house they only 2 persons live. Even my house is 2 persons I live, but anyhow, that one is it gives the balance. You know? That one is this country, this why now is very well balanced. But in the just out view, just in superficially, then this is very imbalanced. Was say the country, but it's that one is very but this one is anyhow. This one is still like just outside yang base, you know, the body or the street or something. But how about the in base, you know? In base, this country is really, if you know the in base is not healthier, then you cannot be the healthier, you know. But in base, actually today I always think about it. You say, why this country is going very well? Then when I come to here, so not like other country, your country's, let's say, the monetary system is very, very special. You know? Your Federal Reserves, they print it. That is not the government. You see? This is not the government, let's say, the sections, right? Is that right?
Well, Federal Reserve is separate.
Yeah, Federal Reserves, they are not receive the money from the government, right?
No.
Yeah, that at the time. That one is when I was in Korea. Even that one is I heard that, but that's very shocking to me. You know, that's why I just always pay attention to very negative what's information about that. About this country, let's say in order to, let's say dominate this whole, what's the big countries, what the economic powers, with a certain like Jewish persons, they made them more like that way. There are so many, let's say there's some, even the YouTube, there is a lot of things, you know, the monetary system is from the start that's wrong because of some stuff there on is that purpose, what makes that kind of monetary system is a certain someone who is money holders, they made that kind of thing, they try to live or like endlessly, they hold the brother endlessly with the rich or something like that. That one is what I understand. And also, I saw this very, very reliable certain programs too, long time ago. So, if you have a time, I recommend you just to see that Kaimetica. Did you see that Kaimetica?
A long time ago.
Long time ago?
I don't remember anything about it.
K-A-Y, Kaimetica. If you have a time, you can just click it, then you can get some, you will get some very, very different concept about, first of all, some, so many, usually it break the whole, the common sense space. Does it make sense? Do you remember that?
I don't remember it.
Okay, then anyhow, I recommend, this is very, 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 very informative and then very, very interesting too. And then you can understand more deeper about some the Bibles too. You see? There was the site is very, very interesting. And in this country, please understand, this country said usually the most republic company, like a country, they're separated by the 3 ways, right? Like administered, what's that?
Judicial,
administrative,
legislative, executive.
yeah, legislatures, and then was the jurisdiction, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That what, and then also the administration, who the applied some which was say the some legislative, was say the how do you call that part, right? The Congress, right? That's
Yeah,
Congress. Right?
legislative.
Because then based on that one, it's they let's say the control this whole country managing. But the money part is different, you know. Yeah, because money is the same, can be said, energy and blood, right? It should be well circulated. Does it make sense? There is a very, very healthy country, right? Do you agree or not?
Do we what?
What do you, when you say, I mean, I understand for an individual, you can say, I'm healthy, or Vonnie's healthy, or somebody like that. But when, what is the definition of a healthy country? Because, lots of people would say in the US, there's lots of problems, and things are not 100%. And maybe there's no country where things are 100%.
Okay, then let's suppose, what does other blast of problems here, right? That's so many was demonstrate that kind of things came from what? Please understand that only they think they want to get more my portion, and that they think this is something wrong. It's not fair. Is usually that is rooted by the money. No, please understand. Most of some argument that thing is caused by the it's like something, you know, you and me, my transaction is something unfair, you know. If that kind of keep, you know, the some like accumulated, it reaches 70%, it burns up. Now the whole every let's say the field, every corner of this society, they reach that kind of the like a maximum point, you know. If you're going on, it's like a revolve, then the revolution and the totally collapse of what? Reborn. Do you agree with that, right? Everything is some lots of, that one is a very unhealthy component, you know, the thing. Usually, it's everything, the frustration is coming from where? Frustration, right? It's not fair, even the emotional base, you know. The transaction is wrong. I give this much, but you pay attention this much. It's a lot of frustration. That one is because of the yin and yang transaction is something wrong, you know. You see? Not it should be category between the 30% and 70%. Between, you have to know that. But if you reach the 70% done, if you go really forward, it bursts out something in certain ways, you know. So this please understand, this country's money is like a key currency, right? We say the 기축통화, but that one is like a, do you understand what I say the key currency? Key currency, US dollar is
Yeah.
a key
Yeah.
currency, right?
For the world.
Oh, it's so amazing, you know, that one. That's why many person, because when I just like from young, I learned what say the like America is they just how can I say, they just like a plantation was the the ages they took the they took the very low labor and they took the lots of, you know, some benefit they get it. We usually learn like that way, you know, very negatively. You know. But if they do that, that country cannot be healthier, you know, because transaction is wrong. That's why I always have a question, you know, why this country is so healthy and then very powerful. There's a land base, I understand. Physical base, I understand. But the inside, there is especially the blood and energy should be in our body. Even the physical body is very, very, very balanced, but your energy is not circulated very well. Then you cannot first use your body properly. That's why you can be some healthy person, you know. The healthy person, you have to move your body the way you intended, you know. Purposefully, does it make sense? Yes. You have to do, when you do that, you have to use your body the way you intended, you know. That's enough, you know. So that your country is then, oh, yeah, this country is like printing the amazing energy as much as you can, you see. This country, their one is a Federal Reserve. And then reserve, this one is a president. This country is definitely God managing, you know. That's why, even though some long time ago, they made this kind of the whole, the city plan, everything. That's why. Like a Federal Reserve is like a big pond in the mountain top, you know. They can create. It's like a great energy, I said, great energy almost, and then they supply to some bank, you know, that energy. The bank should have to use that one, right? The bank's case, that one is not the income, right? Bank is not the saving the money, no, to use that money. Is it sense? That's why the Federal Reserve is, I would say, like a cosmos, you know. If I just the figuratively or the metaphor base, you know, that's like that one is our Federal. This is like an endless certain source of some energy. And then, for example, this universe is like I said to bring the energy as much as that's why they have to use the energy very well. But when they say as a bank, there's always yin and yang, right? They have to borrow the money always yin and yang base, you know. One thing is like a physical base, construction or anything, developing thing. The other thing they have to do, the invest that mental base too. These countries, their own is this country that until the I would say that the like the the momentum the how can I say they just keep these countries the power is what the immigration person came from the Europe and with the mindset of the what Puritan, right? You know, the Puritan theory is very interesting, you know. If you see this write down in the, like a Chinese letter, it's amazing, you know. That one, Puritan is like anyhow. That's why after that there is that one is what in the old time is anyhow. So today I just through some my meditation I really got a lot of things information, you know. Even the name of the USA, United States of America, United Kingdom, right? That is like king. There is I usually say the UK most, so like something. Then that's a United Kingdom, you know. This is United States of America, you know, United States. That even its name comes very, very especially to me. So then. When please understand this the capitalism or the democratic country is based on the capitalism, right? Capitalist main powers came from the capital, right? The money, makes sense? That the money, if you use the money, if you need some money for the growing, then you have a Federal Reserve. Cheap, you know, then, and then also, important thing, your money acted as a key currency, makes sense? When other countries, they trade is what's the circulation, right? When they trade, your dollar guaranteed, makes sense? Other countries' money, I don't trust you. That's why, please understand, the keeping the dollars as a key currency itself, you contribute a lot for growing fast, you know. If there is no this kind of key current, which is dollar, then just imagine the development speed or the growing speed not like before, you know, impossible. You did a great job because with dollar, as long as dollar, if there is not you guaranteed with the the credit, you know. But other countries no credit, you know. In that case, what happened? It's a loss of it. Have some detention. It's can I check you or something? Can you do but you know after your country came up letter of credit is okay, you know. There's a bank credit, you know that one. That's why it's very quickly you can trade, right? You can trade some the import and export very, very quickly, right? That one is please understand, that one is one of the most the dedication as the American dollars, you know. That's why that one is people they just don't understand about that kind of appreciation, you know. Without the dollar, you know, just imagine, you know. Chaos, you know. Even we are states before the for example, World War II, most of that kind of age, you know. I definitely can say that. That's why. Whenever I just see some quarrelsome between America and China, American must say some president, they have to say it like that way, you know. Who made your country, you know, for example? Definitely that one is this country. So, and then also, your country is a great job. What I'm talking about is now I'm talking about the outside base is perfect, the physical base, but inside the base, then you do that. But in the meantime, because if something is popping up, then if I do not speak out, then I forgot and then I just skip. That's why I'm now talking about like this kind of thing. That's why your country is doing the great job. Your countries, when I just see your country is very honest. I told you many things, right? Even your country is even just notice in advance when the interest rate is going up. It's when I see that that's really amazing. And then also anyhow maybe certain persons, maybe certain part of persons, let's say the take a little bit more, 1 day more, maybe certain persons maybe before the announcement, maybe, but that kind of person. But generally, in general base, it's a very honest country. This country, yeah. That's why I'm just time goes by. I really like and love this country very much, and then very much proud of that. You know, that's why there's a lot of things like this kind of the dual the parties, the Republican party and something, that kind of thing, and then seeing it something. It's a very. To me, it comes to me. It's like it's really because of this very well balanced. That's why that one is I really they express, then also share with others as much as you can. So you have to know that what is America means. Yeah. And that's why your country is doing it greatly. If you reach this way, then I just before your country is like doing very well. For example, as a bank, they invest in Anyang very well until the JF Kennedy. That one is my understanding through your whole, the history. Then because personally I like JF Kennedy very much, But when I just even the JF Kennedy's the inauguration address is in the the high school books, not whole thing, but something, But don't ask me what the country this
What my
country
country can do
to
for
the,
me,
but
what
we
I
just think about what can I
do for
the-
my country.
what can I do for this country? That one is, that one is the exactly water, fire, that kind of meanings inside, When I just I really wish you please read through the whole American the president, the Barack Obama is the one of the most beautiful some sentence or the writing of that kind of person. But please see the Barack Obama and the Kennedy's the inoculation just to click out and then to them to see them. I've said it's like a graduate school, Kennedy graduate school. This is elementary school, just like for example philosophy base, and then his view, the perspective of the seeing the cosmology or this whole the human being. That's why I even just whenever I think about him, I really cry. He's a really amazing person. Someday he will evaluate. I don't know exactly how you think about John F. Kennedy. Until that time, the bank invest money exactly very much based on the principle, not just exactly, don't say 45 to 55, around that age, between the how can I say this the physical base, for example, construction, just the house, so many sort of making some car or that kind of physical body base. They just they never over invested than 70%. This makes a hold or Federal Reserve to do, and then also they at least 30% they invest there on the mental base. Mental base is what? That is a religion, That one is a religion. Please understand. Your country, when I just the young, what I really be in my case it's ridiculous. That one is ridiculous. It's discrepancy because your country's first coming to me is the most advanced science-based, more advanced. 1960 Apollo 13, even to send some like a moon, right? That was so advanced, was the person, but how they still was it believe in the God, you know? They so that one is to me is very it's like a discrepancy, you know. You're so advanced, was it like how can I say that one? It's like the science base. It's like it's my English is a little trouble, right? Then, but you know how they just even like believe in this God at the time. The Europe was the country is really did great. That's why that kind of things make your body, this country balance, you know. Really amazing. But now, like we just keep, you know, some growing up now, and then after the now, then we reach everything is 70%. That's why it turns out. It's a religion. There is a few percent they respected some so-called minister or the priest, you know. When I was young, for example, the minister and the what I said, that one is they are very respected. Even I don't know. That one is just also ties. It's like a certain culture, you know. Oh, that person is she's a minister, or he's something like that, you know. But now it's like because you know because they do not spend the money 30% for the mental base, you know. That means, please understand, until you keep growing up, the believing system is work. Believe, you know. But it should be changed. This is in base, you know. Believe instead of understand, you know. This understand, in order to understand, you have to know the law of nature. Please understand. It should be changed, but they lose the time. They do not study about themselves. That's why it's now faced with some. They hold the church based that kind of business. It's now almost closing now, you know. Until that time, so you have to when you put some got the lots of donation, then let's suppose there's $100, for example. Then outside the base, you have to expand, you know, just by using the maximum $700, you know. You know, you have to make it. But now is the church is fully growing outside the base, you know, only outside the base. It's not balanced, unhealthy. That's why people don't like that. At the time, they have to spend at least maximum $45. Minimum $30. They have to put that money not just expanding your church, but studying about the mental, the world, you know. Does it make sense? They didn't do that. That's why they just keep saying same thing. 2,000 years of that same thing, they keep saying. Even you know at that time, you know who was it? We are very scientific, very awakened person, you know. You see? Everybody knows the earth around the sun, right? Also around the sun, we know that even when you cannot feel, you know, that much of the week pretty much involved that. You know, even the several, say, 100 years ago, you know, if say that like that you have to go show your sermon in front of the Pope, then it's cut under the guillotine, right? Cut the neck, you know. You see, because that kind of the bad things still. Just when you keep growing, it's allowed, but no more prison stand, that kind of thing. We need to shift. They lose a chance. We need to, the system, believing system is in, you know. It should be, it's now like about bright, you know, brightness. It understand, you know. If you understand, you know, that only is someone who knows the person's way to believe or treat this God, you know, your Father God. It makes sense, right? Then let's go back. Then, because that one is some things come out, that's why I just told you. Then, usually I just lose a track a lot, but I just a little bit trained. So now as I come back, you know. your country's yeah, that's why your country's let's say the bank system is very bad after the Kennedy. It's slowly, totally collapse, and then big collapse means what? The ratio is slowly. Let's say the budget for toward certain, for example, toward the world peace, right? The Kennedy, do you know that Kennedy? The create some, I don't know, we say the 평화봉사, that means there is a group of the volunteers for the purpose of the peacekeeping. That kind of big, let's say the certain the movement that they do, the Kennedy, you know. That's why I never let's say forget. His name is Decola. I think Decola probably that's a Mexican name, no? Decola. Yeah, his name is Decola. He's he's a very intelligent person, and then he become as that kind of group. He just dispatched in my middle schools was said English teacher, you know. What else Decola said? So she after she leaving our country, he become a monk, Korean monk. Preacher stand. Decola is a very I said to me is I never even his face is very clear in front of me. Yeah. That's why this is slowly. That's why that room is after that now is very. It's a very critical point we reached. You know now. So that's why you have to really change the sum the allotment of the bank. You know. Maybe I just like I said, for example, bank, you know, support me, you know, someone like me, you know, actually, they have to do that, then this is very helpful to awaken all the person, you know, not just normal, that kind of old person. You understand? We seek out certain ways too, because this is, this one is for more money or something, nothing, you know, just to, you have to understand, you know, that if I do like this way someday, this one is, this kind of concept should be how can I say, the common sense, you know. Then I really bet you, very healthy. So in these days, even I'm also, why was said I doing this kind of lecture, I just in the other hands, awaken a lot to certain different ways. That's why, man. Even that's I have some new groups of the Tai Chi, for example, the basic Tai Chi. What they come to here, do you know what they do? They come to here just maybe I said maybe 5 to 10 minutes earlier. They come, and then they just turn this one. They go around. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. They go around. Keep 5 or 10 minutes. You know. 5 minutes, 600. Was say how can I say the steps, you know, like that way. So that's why I'm very happy. This American persons, that one is because after I started next week, I forgot that one. But the people come to you, they just go like this way. That's why, wow, it's amazing, you know. That's why that one is settled down. Even the yoga class. It should be done like that way. You have to keep imprint universal rhythm. Does it make sense? Inhale, 2, 3, 4. The next. What? Do you know why this one is universal rhythm? You don't understand.
I don't know why it's the universal.
Because this universe, this earth, is 12 months and 1 month, and then 1 day, 24 hours, right? And then 1 hour is 60 minutes, right? 1 minute is 6 seconds, you know. This one is, that rhythm is there. That rhythm is based on the Mother Earth, this universal rhythm. That's why inhale, 2, 3, 4. Please have an experience when you work out. When you when you take a walk in the garden or something. Please, here I recommend you. The download application. It's amazing, no? Like a natural metronome. natural metronome. And there is show two ways. I recommend the second one. Second one is like the red dot. It's moving. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. That's why this is very, very. That's why I just everybody I just to recommend. Then put that on. So whenever just clicking. Don't need to so like buy the. At the first time I bought some small. I said some like a metronome. There is not. There is there now still. Very small, but it's no need. You know. We live in different to us stage, right? You can get that free. How amazing, you know. You have to know that the young generation, their mindset is quite different from our this in the old generation. You know? Young generation, because they don't know where to go, but they innate, they share everything. You know? Whatever you want, I just to put this you to please use it their own. There is a new generation, amazing generation. But still, because they do not receive any education. You know? Please understand. As a human being, education is not the learning the some 1 + 2 is 3, but that kind of their own is just the learning the some techniques or something. You know. But the human being, so-called like humanitas was said some like education, do not receive. Even in our country same, they do the so-called humanity their own is they teaching not just the law, but they teaching about as a human being just attitude or something like things happen. You know this kind of thing happen. You have to understand the best what why you came up here, and then as a human being. What you have to do? Everybody different to us, say the talent or something. Everybody is different to us, say the evolution stage. Then on that point, what you have to do? Their own is your job, you know. Their own is the human being, you know. Human being is not just to eat well and then play well and then see the movie well, but that kind of thing not, you know. Why not? Their own is just, but it's that shouldn't be the some goal, life goal, right? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Ruby, you agree with that? That's why but important thing is getting I told you, right? Getting the vision is almost impossible because you don't know who you are. How can you make the vision, right? You will put the without knowing. You start like declining some foundation. You will go. This is right. You get some pagoda. So this is right. You collapse. You know. That's why this one is what you don't know what is the right and wrong. You know. Doing the like ethically doing the soul with the whole mind. That one in these days. That one is not so important. You have to know the in right way. You listen? You listen? Do you agree with that? My face is very serious. So it's come to me it's negatively. Maybe it's not agree with that. You know. So that's why important thing. Please understand, and then also achieve your goal. Vision is I told you, right? Vision is different from your wishes and your dream or your goal. This one is when you achieve your goal, everybody happy. You know? That one is a vision. And you have to know the exact, right? Even the other days, you know, just born and died. If you know this kind of only just in itself, you know, it reduce. I would say maybe 30% of the criminal was say the how can I say the action we can reduce. You know, I really definitely I can say like that. Then, this one is like, okay, next time maybe I probably and then today this one is like, you have to understand this one, okay? Yeah, that was,
Thomas, do you need some wet towels to erase wood wet?
oh, maybe, so
I
because
can run
probably,
upstairs and get some.
I have some, like, how can I say, the gasoline like,
I think I would do it.
let's say, the something, then it's spray, probably
She's
it's
gonna get
going
wet
like,
paper towel.
That's why the other days, last week, the lecture is really, it has a very, very, very great amount of some information inside. That's one. So that's why please just think, because this one is I'm now doing the principles, right? Universal principles, right? We live in the universe, right? It applies to any case, in certain ways, But I just took the one cases, just I give them some explanation. That's why my lecture is always different, Every time different, my lecture. Even the same concept. Water, fire, that is different. Next time, back different, Because it's just different cases, makes sense? But one thing is if you just took the whole things and analyze thing, there's the essence of that one. The common denominator is water or fire. We can say that's why I say water or fire. You see, it applies 100. Even your house, even your the house. Just to think about. What is water or fire? Even just before I told you, the relation between you and your wife, right? Your the knowledge then, that one is not for you. Does it make sense? That one is who raised there, right? Please understand. That one is a universal mind. Universal mind in is for the purpose of the activate this one, right? Yang is the using right way by create something. That kind of, please understand, the relation is like that kind of relation. That's why I told you, right? Then in Tai Chi, then the axis, right? Then actually, don't forget your mother's position. I just looked in here, If you decline more, 70%, you lose the basement, then you just become old pan. It makes sense? That kind of thing. You become old pan, right?
Yeah.
You collapse, that's meaningless, That's why, is then as an exhale, aware, right? Now I'm here, axis, but the root is here, which is in. This the root is here, actually, here, yang. You know, that kind of thing. When you have that kind of mindset, your family, you was a couple, was never broken up something, Any else, never broken, it's maybe, I would say not never, but any else, it's very, very helpful. If you understand each other, your growing is my growing. It's true, right? Well, if you do growing, if you really very, very, you become very, very, has a great wisdom, then, because the wisdom will be used for me, Please understand. That one is the universals, the messages, the message, and then also there is a main concept. Yeah. It's because of that's why everybody like you are now separated from me, I'm just, this, if this one is the universe, then we have this kind of patterns. This originality still inside, this kind of thing. That's why let's see how it works, between this universe and me. Universe and me is really very much closely, touched each other, with each other. So everybody, so for example, this one is the universe, I suppose. This is the universe. But let's suppose we are living here. For example, this one is the universe, then we can apply this one, universe. Our, the reality is it has this kind of thing. This one is in. Me is, this one is whole. This is me, and then individual. Individual. Let's say there is not just me, right? Everybody. This one is unmeasurable, big, huge, big. That's why you are that everybody is like certain ways. So many ways. This is round. That's why it's like numerical. I say the count of the like endless kind of. We can share this whole in, right? This one is a so-called universe. Does it make sense? That makes sense? We are connected with this universe. Does it make sense? Everybody is here. Everybody is here. Everybody's root is here. Root is. That's why you see, because you cannot see inside. That's why you see you and me is like a different. But you are rooted here. That's why your mind function, my mind function is the same. Precisely. Your quality of mind, my quality of mind is the same quality. But your thinking, individual thinking, is different. That's why it makes a differentiate. The way of thinking is totally depends on your spiritual level. Different, Even somebody is like very happy, but depends on the level. The one makes they happy is different condition. You see? That's why the higher level the much higher level becomes what? When you becomes more publicity, like from the individual, it's more and more bigger, I said, some societies, you see? There is growing the scales to see. That's why many person, even today, someone asked me about something. That's why he is the person who work together with me to the same goal. That I said is like he said, I did a bad job. My family, my son, and something, and then also, but that one is just emotional base, actually. The attachment, that emotional base is it's a very, very strong power, at that one. That's why that one is until the 200. Please see that I just put the conservative way. Until 200, it's like dominate your whole life, actually. You see? So everybody has emotion. As long as I have a body, physical body, emotion is, we cannot get away from the emotion, but the understanding makes reduce the degree of the belongings.
It does what?
Depends on your, if you understand more about this, this whole, cosmology or some, who is you, that kind of understand more and more, then that kind of attachment, which is based on the, emotion based, that one slowly is diluted, Because if you understand who is my son, then because your son is very similar like me, like my son, it's very bad. If you know who they are, then it's different, actually. Whether you believe or not, when I just my son is when they was very, very young, 7 years or 30 years ago, 8 years old, very young. From that time, I teach you like that, you and me, it's actually nothing. The only you come to me because you have a son, I have a son that toward you, That's why you came here to me for receiving some like repayment to him, for example. Actually, that one is a so-called karma, so I say the link, you know. So anyhow, but you know you are the very very amazing individual spiritual being. I said like that. If that may be because as I was said, 7 years old, how she can understand, right? This is very very interesting, right? Very so like what this father means or something like that at the time. But you know because you know to educate him, you know who you are. You know? That's why then so my wife, you know, then get angry, almost get mad, and then why do you get married with me? Why you was it put some this the lovely boy or something like that? That's why you don't love you know, the son and then or something like that, you know? No, that's your way of thinking. This is the best way to love in him, because I just was it educate in right way, you know. Now after I said like 30 years after, then maybe they understand not the 30s but the 20 years after, then they understand. Even they said something like that. Yeah. It's true, you know. Just it's a very because I love, but I said, but because you came up in my bloodline, that's why I really like you very much. But please understand, you are much evolved generation than me. You are not still unfolded your essence, not yet, but you soon you evolved your own talent, and then you are much evolved person than your father. Please understand. Stand alone, and then also don't rely on anybody. But this country, you know, very amazing. This country is. We say like that way, and then in my case, like I do some still keeping like that way. Even I always warning a lot. If you are my family member, so my position is here. You are like the I am me and I am your mother is like a son. You are the planet, like Earth. That's why if you do not your job, I don't agree with you as my son. If you do your job, then you can share this whole the environment, you know. If you do not, I don't agree. Please go your own way. Because when you become like a family member, maybe someday soon I told you I said what the family means. It's amazing. Then you know your troublemaker. That's one is I don't want to. Please go out. Don't come to me or something like that. Even several weeks ago, he didn't do that. If I warning to that, then please understand, right? I told you from a long time ago, you are not my son. Do your job in my the family. There is a job as a elder children, as a second children, different, you know. So you have to do that. So like that. So then when they do their job, please understand, the son. You think the son is the son has 9 children, right? 9 children, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, and then Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. Then what else? The Pluto, also like something, right? Sorry, right?
Pluto's debatable.
Pluto is almost gone. Pluto is a president. When they come from the first time, no, from the first time, Sun and then Pluto, they keep growing because second sun has come out. That one is the what is it?
Jupiter.
What?
Well,
The second sun?
The second, first son, eldest son of Sun is the Pluto, you know.
Oh.
That's why the youngest son is Mercury, you know. Now they just came up. That's why they just keep growing up. That's why I just the other days I told you, right? You're growing, expand your growing from the Mercury to the Venus, you know.
Yeah.
Then you can enjoy this whole, some environment. This one is the expansion, it's growing. You know, to do that, as a human being, I told you, right? There is when you jump up here, always there is a power to pull you down to your original orbit.
Orbit.
But the other one is this one is so called this power. When this power is this power is bigger than this power, then you can stay and then keep growing, right? If not, you go back. That's why when you do to see some books, read the books. Oh, I want to do maybe tomorrow. Maybe it takes only 2 days or 3 days, and then you go back, right? You already have experience, right? When you see some beautiful, some amazing the Plutarch, during the Plutarch, right? Or Napoleon, right? Napoleon, then, I want to be that kind of ambitious person, Get up early in the morning, next time also I do that, maybe 2 or 3 days it's go down, That one is this kind of power is very, very strong, right? You pull. That's right, because you don't have your vision is just like a temporary vision, only that one. You never was prepared for that, for jumping up. That the jumping up, you should have to have a strong vision, right? If I achieve this one, even I died today is okay, no problem. That kind of vision you should have, Oh, that one is right. That one is life, right? That usually, because of they don't have a vision, that's why it makes even you have enough energy. You do know how to use that energy, and then die, right? And then that whole energy, on the name of the inheritance, like a sun or something like that. That's why that makes sun collapse, because that is not yours, You understand? Giving some money or some to support that one is when you're supporting always, even your son, I really highly recommend you. Please make this country the contract or the making contracts is so developed. Best country, this country. That's why you write down there. I just to support this money while you are in the school, then you have to pay back to me by or something like that. That's why you have to receive that whether they pay back or not. That one is good for you, good for him too. Please understand. I didn't do that kind of thing very well. That's why I punished a lot. This is not the joke. Understand? Always giving. This is good. This is nonsense. Why have the money? Put you use that money for you. Then if you do use the money, I never did. That's why even they extract whole things, everything, Because there's 2 reasons, right? I do not use. And the other one is the money, that there's no money, because they need some, the difficulties, right? That one is because without difficulties, you don't understand nobody's money, That's why giving the money is a serious thing, Really. Don't give the money anything. Use the money for make your level up. Please use that. That one is your asset. Nobody can deprive it. So, why I said this way, okay? So, everybody think like this. We are. This one is I just like a future. I just make me like this way, just me. But this is I was one of them. So you are what said we are spiritually we are right our mind is very small, but it's the same quality of this one. That's why our human being is this was said the universe has no soul. Please understand? No, has no spirit, not soul. This is the soul itself. That's why this was this amazing creative energy only can be used by the human being. Please understand? Human being only has a so strong spirit, like a God. Other please understand, other creature, for example, maybe that one is maybe you will say talking about that one thing. So like because except to like for example the human being, the every other beings, no matter they are like inanimated or inanimate what the thing, they are set to what's it I guess, two dimensions product, which is the heaven and earth, which is yin and yang. But human being, body base, we are the almost same like a beast, you know. But we have the we say the in is the human being. In ki is the energy. We have the in ki. Yeah. That's why here from here, everything is coming from the rubbing, crossing with the yin and yang. That's why they create anything, like your dogs, everything. There is a second, what's it, the dimensions, what's it, the product. Only this one. But the human being is different. Our essence from here. Our essence not from here. Our essence from here. There is so-called soul. There is so-called, this is just piece of this one. Because this one is here. You see? That's why. But this one, that's why we have some creation power of human being. When you get that kind of, when you actualize that one, when you use that power, how can you use that? By using your soul. If you keep imprinted like a, how do you call woodpeckers, like keep, you know, some focus, and they keep doing, then it makes a certain, like a certain root, you know, the certain, so but it comes out, this kind of thing. But if your mind is keep took here, nothing happened. That's why focusing is very, very important. You listen? It's come out. This one is only can do, human being can do this one. That's why our this current situation, or the current, was it the so-called even the hell as a heaven, same. We made hell. We made heaven too. So-called seven, was it seventh heaven, or that kind of thing. So-called, how do you call it? The seventh heaven, right? That means the seventh heaven. Interestingly, you said, or you know the seventh heaven, right? Not sixth heaven, right? You don't have that kind of what? Seventh heaven.
Yeah, we have 7 in heaven, yeah.
Yeah, there. Why not the 5, 7, 5th heaven, though, but the 7th heaven, what? Your country is amazing, the world, you know. Sometimes I really, like, very interesting, you know. Why 7, 7? That one is, you learn that later. When you learn the, like, number, right? That's why, when you do, focus. I told you, right? When you create a certain tangible certain product, when you use the magnifying what's the range, right? Focus, then one part. Stay there. Keep going. Then it's born out, right? When you focus very well, then this is born out, right? What if you keep moving? Nothing happens. No? That's why busy mind is using that like maybe that much is very tiny thing. It's like it's nothing. You know? When you keep focus, you know? Even the, you know, that's why the Jesus Christ, you know, even the 49 days, right? In the desert, right? In the barren, right? Just focus. Then he got the really amazing power. Touch the hand and heal. True story, you know. Based on that kind of concept, is missing. Yeah. That's why the focusing is very, very important, you know. That's why in the class always say the focusing, right? One of the best way to keep focus, stay here and now means what? When you stay here and now, then that kind of this energy supply to inside the body. When you focus in your body, when you keep focus inside, stare at your body, then this energy is nothing but the healing energy, you know, healing energy itself, you know. That's why just focusing yourself, stay inside yourself. Great exercise, because you pulling the energy where the mind goes, energy follows. This is not the poetic terms. This one is already scientifically proven factual fact. Please understand. When you focus, that's why focus in. Then where the mind goes, energy just come to you. Even the visualize what happened. Visualize more powerful energy can come in. That's a visualizing in the yoga class. Why you understand why I just always visualize something, right? When you visualize, then you create that kind of energy. Even you go. In the first dimension, there is no time and the space. That's why, as long as you focus, then you can go immediately go there. That's why you can get the same kind of energy from there. You see? That's why today I'm just to do just this much in the 7 p.m. So anyhow, like this way, please, have some time to how can I say, contemplate time, or please become some introspective time or something like that. So it's then also just there's a lot of some the field you can create. You can just create because even this many things today. For example, in India, I told you what was it the social healthy, what the individual healthy, that kind of thing. I just this came out from the my own speculation or meditation. Is making sense? That's why you can see, because I'm now talking about principles, not the cases. Makes sense? Cases just examples. Makes sense? Please understand. Okay. Then next time, let's see the more the healthy condition. Okay. Breathing and out. It's so bad. That's why Tai Chi is soon. This Tai Chi is even the human beings, the whole collective conscious level is going up. There's a lot of demand. I'm just to stay alive, right? By teaching this kind of space. That's why you don't need to boast something now is the general information we don't need. Please understand. Just click it come out. This kind of some now. The school will be disappeared soon, because we know my house with the 75 inches of the TV I bought just 2 days ago, $600. Can you believe that? $600, 75 inches, the Samsung TV. It's really amazing, Only one person can educate to even this, the whole. There is a power of the internet, Then most of people, they think, I lose the job. No, you have your job, Why they think like that way, In order to understand that, you have to know that what is your energy component, Please understand. Don't worry about that one, There's a lot of things, Because who created you? Your mother created you, father? Your father and mother, you create your only body, physical body. My essence is not. In essence, it's here. Why you create me, God? He has a responsibility to take care of. If you do live right way, don't worry about that. Really, people should have to have that kind of concept. I just was tested through my life. Pretty understand? Really, it's not a joke. Don't worry about that. That one. Because we are the human being. We are the son of God, right? That means what? We growing up, that we're saying like this God, Because our essence is God, from here. Our whole the other except us, the whole the creatures, they came from the here, universe. Please understand. Let's finish the sentence and the bow and come. 감사합니다. Thank you. Thank you.